Oh God, I'm done. I'm done. What's up, my friends? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going over the Rogue Echo Bike to see how does it work from a big and tall perspective. Let's check it out. So welcome back, my friend. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. This is Freaky Tall Reviews, where we do short reviews for tall people. I myself stand at 6 foot 10 inches and 350 pounds, so I definitely understand the big and tall world. Okay, here we go. The reason that I wanted this piece of workout equipment is because it's so easy on the joints, and it's a great way to warm up your entire body before you lift weights, or if you just want it for pure cardio. And as you know, as a bigger and taller person, it's gotta be easy on the joints, right? Between our knees and our backs and our ankles, there's constantly something that seems like it's hurting, and this is a great alternative to make sure that there's not a lot of impact going down on those joints. Now, I was very interested in the Rogue Echo Bike specifically. It is touted as being an absolute beast of a workout machine and about how much abuse it can take. But what I wanted to find out is how much abuse can it take from someone who's a lot bigger than the average person that this is designed for. So today, we're looking at two things. One is gonna be, how does my weight affect this bike? Is it unstable? Can it handle my weight at 350 pounds? We'll find out. And the second thing is it comfortable for a tall person to use? I'm 6 foot 10 inches. I've got a 7 foot 2 inch wingspan, so I've got really long arms. I've got moderately long legs, and I need to see with these adjustments on the seat, can it actually be comfortable for me to use it for long periods of time? So to get started on the Rogue Echo Bike, it's made out of solid steel. It does have a nice powder coated finish, and it just looks like a really nice piece of equipment. The footprint is 45.5 inches long and 23.75 inches wide. That way you can get an idea of how much room it'll take up in your workout space. And for the rest of the dimensions, it's 52.75 inches high, 58.875 inches long, and 29.875 inches wide. And so how that's different from the footprint is those two legs sitting on the ground right there, that's considered the footprint, but the actual machine itself is obviously bigger than the footprint. Now, the Rogue Echo Bike weighs 127 pounds. It's quite heavy for a piece of workout equipment, and it's designed to hold people up to 350 pounds. So this is where I thought this would be a great opportunity for me to review this piece of equipment because I'm right at the max weight limit. I want to see how sturdy is it actually going to be when someone is pushing the maximum weight capacity that it can hold. Now, if you want to see technical reviews on how the belt-driven steel fan actually works, this is probably not the video for you. This is strictly to see how does someone who's big and tall actually fit on this piece of equipment. To start out, let's take a look at the seat adjustments to see how does it work for someone who's really tall. The Rogue Echo Bike has 8 settings for height. It's pretty high up there, really. But it also has 5 front and back settings on the seat so that you can get further away from the actual handles. So right now, this seat is as high as it gets and also as far back as it gets. So let's see, how does it actually work with my tall frame? Standing in the bike, I'm actually surprised at how high this seat actually is. It's pretty up there. Yeah, these shorts are about to become short shorts. I should have worn workout shorts. So starting out, let's take a look at the leg length. This is as high as this seat goes and as far back as it goes. And I gotta say, I'm really impressed with the overall height of this thing. My leg is completely locked out right here. If anything, I could actually probably go down a notch. I think this would actually probably be pretty comfortable for someone who's well up to the 7 foot range, maybe even a little bit taller, because it's really, I mean, that's a pretty good range of leg motion right there. And it's not bunching you up a lot whenever you come to the top position. And so you could have longer legs and it would actually feel pretty comfortable for you, I think. So from a leg standpoint, I like it. I think it actually fits pretty well. But now let's take a look at long arms. Let's see if these come too close to you or if you feel like you're actually getting extension whenever you're using the arms. Wow, I gotta say, like, with the seat all the way back like this, it really makes me have to reach forward. I thought my arms would be long enough that I didn't have to like reach or lean over, but that's actually quite a bit of distance. It also has these foot pegs here in case you just want to do your arms. Okay, so this is with the seat all the way forward. Definitely a lot more squished up on the LCD panel here, but like for me, this is not that bad. It's much more manageable with the arms. And maybe I have to reach so much farther because I'm sitting up so much higher than the average user, but like this is actually fairly comfortable. You don't get quite as much leg length whenever you're sitting a little bit further up, but it's still actually pretty manageable. This is not uncomfortable by any means. One thing to note, anytime I'm using anything that's considered kind of a bicycle, I really like to have metal pedals. Because I weigh a lot, it just makes me feel more secure if I don't feel that plastic bending under me. And these pedals are metal, so they actually feel really good. So now let's take a look at the stability of the Echo Bike to see, is my weight gonna be an issue whenever I'm sitting up this high and I'm also almost surpassing the maximum weight capacity. So starting out going side by side, like I can rock it if I really try, but it takes a lot of moving side to side to get this thing to start moving. For rocking front and back, it does come back a little bit if you really yank it, but whenever you're using this piece of equipment properly, there wouldn't really ever be a time where you would need to like rock back and forth like that. But where I really want to see if it can handle my weight is whenever I'm going as fast as I can go on it. Does it start to wobble? Do I feel unstable, like I'm gonna fall off? So let's get started and see how it is. Well, that was an instant increase in the heart rate. There's a reason they call this thing Satan's tricycle. So although I edited the film, I actually went as hard as I could for about a good 10 seconds on this thing, and not once did it wobble or feel like it was unstable at all. I'm actually very impressed with how well this thing actually feels when you're on it. I feel like the 350-pound weight limit seems a bit light. Like when you're actually on this thing and you feel how just durable it feels and how stable it is, I feel like it could hold quite a bit more than that. For the people out there that weigh more than me, I honestly think if you weigh 400 pounds, maybe even 425, this is still gonna feel very stable and safe. Now, where I could see that it would start to have issues from a really heavy standpoint would be this seat right here. I feel like if anything on this bike will go first, it would be this. Even though it's very durable feeling, something about it makes me feel like that is what would suffer from high weight capacity before anything else would. One thing to also note that as a bigger person, you probably have kind of a bigger sit down area, right? And so the seat, if it's bone thin, that's not gonna be very comfortable. As you can see from this seat, it's nice and wide. It's got plenty of area to sit on and it doesn't feel like you're sitting on like a 2x4 or something like that. Overall, I think the Rogue Echo Bike is an excellent piece of equipment. It should fit most of the height and weight measurements around the world. And coming from someone who's bigger and taller, I absolutely love this piece of equipment and I'm excited to continue using it. As you had a chance to see, that Rogue Echo Bike is no joke. One thing I forgot to cover on it though is the price. This Echo Bike comes in around $775. Now for a premium piece of workout equipment, that's actually not a bad price at all. So I think it's definitely worth picking up in that range. It's gonna be kind of harder to get because now that everyone's stuck at home and creating their own home gyms, it can be on back order. However, just keep an eye on roguefitness.com and you'll see whenever they come in stock. This video is not sponsored in any way by Rogue. I was just curious about it whenever I was looking at it, so I figured maybe some other people are too. So to answer your question, which is probably right there in your mind, does it get the Freaky Tall stamp of approval? Yes. Definitely does. Worth the money in every single way. Highly recommend the Rogue Echo Bike for your home fitness arsenal. So that's it for today, my friends. If you enjoyed today's content and you found value in it, please consider subscribing to the channel. The growth has been tremendous this year. I'm looking at the goal of 1,000 subscribers by February. I think that we're on track to get it, and I'm really excited to get to that point. Also, if you're interested, follow me on Instagram. I post previews to each week's video on there, and also I'll include some just day in the life type of stuff. That way you can get to know me outside of just the channel. Also, want to give a quick shout out to Matt Cossack. He is my first patron on Patreon. Not a lot of people knew that I had a Patreon, but you can find it in the link in the description below. If you want to help financially support the channel, that would be fantastic. This will help me buy new products to review and also work on other things that require finances to obtain for the channel. So thanks so much for joining. I hope you found value in today's video. Really appreciate you stopping by, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Again, I'm Corey from Freaky Tall Reviews. We'll see you next time.